Nilbert. Good morning, everybody. Nilbert, I think you're ready, huh?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Go ahead.
I like Nilbert.
All right. Hey, good
Mhm.
morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. So we have an interesting topic today. It's something that I actually already spoke on or trained on. I can't remember when it was, maybe earlier part of this year, but it's a very relevant topic because it's something that we always encounter, right, in our industry. But before that, does anyone have anything exciting or happy or anything that they want to share today? I know I'm pretty excited. Today we have Empowerment Tuesday, and we have, I believe Antoinette is hosting Empowerment Tuesday today. So that's going to be an amazing, amazing Empowerment Tuesday. Stay tuned for that at 5 p.m. today.
Mhm.
Anybody who has anything they want to share, let's get two shares before we get right into the topic. Mia, yes.
Hi. Well, I just became a three-star. I think we talked about that yesterday.
Woohoo!
Thank you, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. But I wanted to say that I'm doing a morning call just to hold a space for where Christine has her call. And if anybody wants to get on that, I'll put the link here. We met this morning and we were talking about different products in the line
Mhm.
and what they do and just doing little facts about it. We also were learning about, just doing like
Oh, I'm sorry, you got me, Mia. Please unmute. I think you accidentally got muted.
okay, what
There you
did you
go.
hear last?
You were talking about the products. Yep.
Yeah, okay, so we went over some products and how to take them. And then we're also talking about wins and breakthroughs.
Nice.
So yeah, because it's important to it's great to hear about others' breakthroughs because they make wins, right? So,
Yes. Yes.
sometimes you're scared to call someone or whatever it may be, but you've done it and it can lead to telling us about a win. So,
Yep.
we
Exactly.
want to hear that and it helps others to do what they need to do.
All right. That's amazing. Well, thank you for doing that, Mia. Thank you for I know because Christine, our fearless leader, Christine, is in Asia right now. But thank you
Yeah.
for continuing the 7 a.m. Huddle. Okay, anyone else? We'll take one more share and then we'll dive right into our topic today.
I'd like to share, Nilbert.
Yes, Tracy.
Um, like Marcella said, we had practice open house yesterday, and I got to sit at the sample table. So I got to learn so much about my products. I mean, I know what they do for me, they're absolutely awesome. But to understand the certain things that are in it and everything, that just made it so exciting for me. I really like that open house setup, it's wonderful.
Nice. Yes, we kind of did we had one open house here in San Diego as well, just to kind of test it out. It is actually it's a very interesting setup. It's very different from a usual like an event opportunity showcase setup. It really involves or it really gets people involved, right? Whether it's guests or fellow brand ambassadors, it really gets everyone kind of working together. It's a really amazing concept. So we're excited to do our next one here eventually. So amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Tracy. Okay, well, let's dive right into today's topic. The topic that I was given to talk about today is basically building your business through the ups and downs. And I'm going to concentrate a little bit more on the downs because I believe that's where the real struggle is. I know we have like 55 people on in this morning's huddle. Some have been doing this for a while, but I could see some names or some faces that I know that are fairly new to the industry or to this platform or to Three International, right? So we all come from different levels of experience, different levels of doing this. But one thing I'm sure that most of us have already experienced. I've been doing this for a little bit over 2 years, and I can guarantee that even for the new people that they will get to experience this, okay, is the ups and downs of the business. So our business is definitely not what you would call, the road to success is not a linear road. It's not just a straight road that you just go from point A to point B and just experience like, whew, yeah, this is easy, easy going and all that. There's definitely going to be ups and downs. Let me share my screen and then we can get going. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Yes. Thumbs up. Yep. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. So building your business through the ups and downs, mindset and resilience in action. Okay. So to build your business through both the highs and lows, to how to strengthen your mindset and resilience so the downs don't define your direction. That's the goal for this morning. So I have like about 25 minutes to do this. Okay. So the reality of the journey I mentioned before, it's not linear, right? It's not just a straight road. Everyone faces challenges. Everyone has faced challenges, and everyone will face challenges. But the important thing to remember, the growth happens most in the dips, right? When you're in the valleys, that's when you actually plant your roots and that you'll be able to really achieve progress. I know it's kind of a little counterintuitive, but that's really how you get strong in this business. So what causes the downs in the business? Well, rejections or no-shows. With a show of hands, whether you raise your hand or you put a hand emoji or whatever, who has faced rejection here? Or who has encountered no's, right? That's everyone. That's everyone. Especially the longer you've been in this business, the more no's you've definitely come across. Okay, so rejections and no-shows, part and parcel to what we do. Who's had a team member quit? Well, I know for the new members, they probably don't have a team yet, but yeah, like, the longer you've been in this business, the more you've had team members quit. Okay. Slow momentum or burnout, right? Yes, we get excited when there's promotions, when, we're just coming off of a convention. But let's say, between the big event that we just had and towards the next event, sometimes there's a drought when there's really nothing much going on, momentum slows down, or you encounter where people burn out. That happens. Okay. And of course, life happens. Who's heard that saying before, right? Life happens to everyone. So life interruptions, all this, combined causes all the dips in our business. Now, the important thing about this, let's normalize the struggle. If you accept the fact that everyone will hit walls, right? It shouldn't come as a surprise, or it shouldn't come as oh my gosh, this is so hard. When you expect things to be normal, this is part of growing your business in this industry. It's very normal, okay? What matters is how you respond. That's what matters. How you respond. So don't quit in the valley, because that's where, again, I mentioned, that's where your roots grow deep. These things don't make you a failure, right? Someone saying no to you doesn't make you a failure. One of your team members quitting doesn't make you a failure. When you lose momentum, or you experience burnout, that doesn't make you a failure. Life interruption doesn't make you a failure. You know what that makes you? It makes you human, right? It just makes you human. What you feel in these moments is valid, right? So don't deny, like, oh, that don't get like, oh my goodness, like I can't do this, I'm not cut out for this. Don't deny what you feel, but what you do in these moments, okay? What you do in these moments is what determines your future. Everybody get that? Yeah, what you actually do when people say no to you, when you have team members quit, when when there's no momentum, or you get sidetracked or sidelined because of because of something happens in life. What you do in these moments is the one that will determine your future in this industry. So what do? We reframe the downs. It's like putting on a different pair of glasses, right? Sunglasses. Like the sun is, like the sun is so bright, you put on your sunglasses, then everything's like shaded and all that. It's a different way of looking at things. All right. This is temporary. It's not permanent. You know what's permanent? Can anyone guess what's the one thing that's permanent in this business? That if that's what you do, then that becomes permanent. Quitting, right? Quitting. If you quit, well, then that's it, right? That's the only way you fail in this business is when you quit. So all this, it's temporary. It's not permanent. Okay. This is feedback, not failure. So what we do, instead of treating like all these downs as, like something that, that would give you a negative mindset of, oh, I'm a failure or whatever, treat it as feedback. What can we learn from these events or these instances? When someone says no to you, so okay, take it as feedback, right? Revisit, okay, how did I invite that person? Did I approach it the right way, right? Learn from it, okay? Um, that's how we improve, that's how we move forward, because this is a setup, not a setback. So what you experience, whether people say no to you, whether team members quit, it's a setup for your comeback, right? It is a setup for your comeback. So this, don't consider it a setback. So what resilient leaders do differently? Well, I love this picture. When I found it, it's just so perfect, right? You fall 7 times, you stand up 8, right? Michael Jordan actually, I think in one of his quotes, he's missed like, I don't know, I forgot the number. Let's say he's missed like over 100 shots, but he keeps going. So, if he makes that, he may have missed 100, let's say, game-winning shots, but on the 101st time he makes it, right? So the only time you fail is you quit. So is when you quit. So keep going. So what resilient leaders do differently, everyone feels the dip, but leaders, they feel the dip, but they keep the discipline. Whatever system you have in place, whatever like daily method of operation you already have going with your team, just because you feel the dip, it doesn't mean you stop doing that, right? You keep doing what you normally do. You keep sharing with people. You keep reaching out to like however many people you set your goal to be for that day. Doesn't matter if they all say no. Guess what? Tomorrow's another day, right? Do it all over again. They double down on purpose, right? They double down on purpose. I can share with you this, this one is a little, close to me, like near and dear to me because, and I've mentioned this a few times during the some of the other trainings I've done, is that I've definitely felt the dips. I've definitely felt, uh, the drought, burnout, right? For those of you who don't know, like how I started this, like again, no experience in this industry. I come from a military background, so I have, I didn't know anything about our business, network marketing, and all that. When I started, I was so fired up, I was so motivated that I just started sharing. I just started sharing without knowing exactly how the comp plan really worked yet. I haven't like really figured it out. All I know is that the products made me feel better when I was sick, and that's all I knew, right? So I knew the products worked, and I started sharing. And you can call it a skyrocket, or a jump start when I started, because I hit 3-star in less than a month by just sharing. I just went out to share. But then I hit that wall. I got stuck there for the longest time, right? So there were times that I really got discouraged, but thankfully with guidance from my mentors and my leaders, what I did was I doubled down, right? I doubled down. Okay, I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm going to keep going. Okay. They speak vision louder than fear, right? Because yes, fear is always there, but your faith has to be bigger than your fear. Your vision has to be bigger than your fear, louder than your fear, right? It has to overcome your fear. So um, resilient leaders don't escape the hard, okay? They're anchored through it. It's not about having more motivation, really. It's not about more motivation. It's about having more meaning, right? So when like when you encounter all these downs, like, people leaving your team or people saying no and all that, you're already motivated. So it's not about having more motivation. It's having more meaning in what providing, or really digging deep down to find the meaning in what you're doing. Okay. So this leads us to anchoring in your why. And I know a lot of you have heard about this, about the why, how important it is. You heard it at convention, you heard it at different trainings, you heard it with different speakers, but that is because the why is where it all starts, right? When the work feels heavy, when things get rough, when you're in a valley, you're in a dip, remember your why. A strong why makes the how worth it. I'm going to say that one more time. A strong why makes the how work it. So, so if you want something really, really to the, with all your heart and everything, that is what you want to achieve, that's your motivation, that's your goal, then you will do everything to achieve it, right? To realize it. So I think I remember, if I remember the saying correctly, those who are interested, right, uh, will do it when it's comfortable. Those who are committed will do it no matter what. Right. So are you just interested in your business, or are you committed to your business? Okay. So connecting with your purpose, reconnect with your purpose. Again, remember, why are you doing this? My wife is still working. She's an RN. She's been an RN for over, let's see, in her career is like over 30 years, but with her current company, it's like 25 years or something. She wants to work another, I don't know, 5 years or so. I said, I'd like to retire her in 2 years or less. That's one of my strongest whys right now. So we can just travel. We can just go and, whenever, right? Write it down and read it daily. There's something about writing things down rather than just keeping it in your head that really triggers something, that really flips a switch. It's the same thing with your list. When you have a list of names, right? It's you have to write them down. You have to write the names down instead of just keeping the names in your head. Write it down, read it daily, remind yourself daily why you're doing this. Share it with your team and prospects, right? This is a community, and this is while each one of us has our own journey, we are still on this journey together. So everyone has their goals, everyone has their why, everyone will have their struggles. So sharing it with your team allows you to really develop a good rapport so that you can uplift each other, right? So how to lead through the lows? Because again, I see I know there was 55 people earlier. I can't see right now because I'm sharing my screen, but there's probably, that or more. Everyone here on this huddle is already a leader. The fact that you're here, getting connected with the community, that means you're already at, everyone has a different stage, in leading, in leadership, but everyone here is a leader. So everyone here needs to know how to lead through the lows, because it'll be up to you to lead your team. Okay. Leadership in hard times isn't about pretending that everything is fine. I'm not saying that. As a leader, you don't have you're not like you're not going to tell your team that, oh no, everything's fine, everything's okay, right? No, it's actually showing up with honesty and hope. All right, team, this is a tough time for us. This is what's happening, and this is what we need to do, and it'll get better, right? So it's not just about empty, oh, it's going to be fine. It's not empty reassurances. As a leader, you have to figure out, okay, this is what's happening. You know what's happening, but you also need to provide, what to do, and lead your team through it. Okay. Showing up with honesty and hope. That's the most important thing. Okay. Be honest, not hopeless, right? Well, Uh, definitely not hopeless, right? Because as a leader, whatever you whatever you share with your team, it's pretty contagious. If you show grit, if you show commitment, that's gonna carry over. But if you're saying, yeah, you know what? No one's making money. I'm not making money. Then that's what's going to spread through your team. Show consistency, not perfection. Perfection, I've said this before, perfection is overrated. Perfection is overrated. Okay? It's good to, it's nice to do things really well, like even with the first time you do it, but consistency is what makes the difference. So that don't get caught up, oh, okay, that presentation wasn't really that good. You know, just do better next time. I used to I still remember when I first started doing presentations, especially with the global calls, like the global opportunity showcases. And the first couple times I did it, I was so frustrated with myself because I really felt I didn't do a good job. Like I really felt, I was not clear or I wasn't focused. And I used to really beat myself up pretty badly until I learned, you know what? It's an evolving process. So you just show up consistently, you practice consistently, and you just do better each time, right? The next time. Edify your team even in the slow seasons. This is probably one of the most important. Okay. Especially when you have team members who are brand new, they're just starting out, right? So they're really relying on you to show them the way. So when things get tough, they don't have that core belief yet that will carry them through those dips. So they need to be able to draw on your belief. They need to be able to draw on your commitment, on your strength. So you need to be able to edify your team even in the slow seasons. Encourage them, right? Um, show them that what they're doing, hey, I know it's tough, but you're doing great, and keep mentoring and keep guiding them. Mentorship and leadership is at the most important point when things are tough. It's easy to lead when things are going smooth and going well, right? Everyone's like, yeah, hey, are you we're everyone's cycling and all that, everything's going hunky-dory. Pretty easy to be a leader at that point, right? It's during the lows, it's during the dips, during the hard times that your leadership is really tested. So this is how you lead your people through the lows, right? Edify your team even in the slow seasons. And these are just a few daily mindset practices that may help you. I know, again, people have different routines, okay? But one thing everyone has to remember, the mindset is a muscle. Just like when you work out in the gym to build your biceps, your quads, your thighs, that mindset is a muscle. If you feed your mind daily, it will carry you when motivation fades, right? So feed your mind daily. Treat it like a muscle. Work at it, right? Morning affirmations. You wake up, I usually, as soon as I get up, I say a quick prayer of thanks for another day of life, right? And I affirm, it's going to be an amazing day, and to really carry out my day according to my faith and my belief. Okay. Gratitude journaling. I've never been good at journaling. I've always, one of those people I started and then I won't carry it through. But recently I've really started journaling. And when you journal, gratitude journaling is just a form where you actually write down what you're thankful for on a daily basis. Because when you approach the day with a very grateful heart, believe me, everything hits you differently. You encounter things differently. It's like it's a really a more positive. It's your vibration, right? You exude positive vibrations. That's what you get back as well. Vision casting, right? Um, when I was preparing for this training last night, I was like, tweaking the PowerPoint and all that. Okay. I, I'm already envisioning that, and basically praying that I'll be focused enough that my words and what I'm going to share will really be helpful to people, that they can get nuggets out of this and all that and improve and grow their business and work with their team, right? Positive inputs, whether it's books, podcasts, scripture, right? It's totally up to you. Everyone will have their own way um, of basically depositing positive input into their lives. So this is very important. Probably one of the most important slides we have right now. Don't go it alone. You're how should I word it? Okay, the enemy of growth is isolation. Don't disconnect when it's hard. That's when you need community the most. So I'm so blessed that we have this community, with George and Adrian Tuttle, and then we have Christine Tuttle, because during the tough times, that's when the more you need to lean into mentorship. don't don't draw back and just kind of like go to a corner and like you feel bad and all that. The more you lean into your leaders, lean into mentorship, stay plugged into these calls. There have been countless times that I was really feeling down and I just attended. I just log on as usual with the huddle. I have my camera off, but I'm listening, and someone would say something, or someone would give training that really, really helped me get over that. So stay plugged into the team calls. Reach out when you're struggling. Reach out to your sponsor, to your upline, to your teammates. Right? We have so many leaders here that are so giving, that all have servant hearts. So you can reach out to this community. What the downs really do and what they develop you into. Okay, your greatest breakthrough comes right after your biggest breakdown. So don't be afraid of these downs. It builds emotional resilience. Okay, it builds emotional resilience. It's basically making you stronger on the inside. It strengthens your story. Can you imagine, like, like a year from now or whatever, you were experiencing such a hard time, let's say this year, and a year from now, you're already like, next like couple ranks up, and you're telling your story, and you recount, there was a time when you felt like giving up. This this is part of your story. You're writing your story right now. Okay, refines your leadership. Again, I mentioned it's easy to lead when things are going good, but to really lead when things are hard, that's how your leadership is refined. So your call to action this week, reconnect to your why and write it out. If you haven't done so, if you did, just write it again, right? And keep reading it. Share one vulnerable post about your journey. Don't be afraid to share the hard, the obstacles or the challenges or the hard times that you encountered, especially with your team. Again, the purpose of the team is to help uplift each other. Choose one mindset habit to commit to for 7 days. All right. There's so many of these mindset habits that journaling, affirmations, just choose one. If you haven't been doing it, choose one and commit to it for 7 days. And true to form, I love, ending with closing quotes. Hard times don't create heroes. It is during the hard times when the hero within us is revealed, right? So there's already a hero in each and every one of us here. It's only during the hard times that it's revealed, right? It's not as if you're just turning into a hero. You already all have that in you. Resilience is not about avoiding the storm, but learning to dance in the rain. I don't know who to attribute this to, but it's beautiful, right? It's not about avoiding the storm, right? It's just about thriving in it and dancing in it and enjoying it. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Okay. So that, my friends, is what I have for you today. Just building through the the ups and downs in the business. Again, I know I did a similar training not too long ago. I still have that PowerPoint actually, but when I was building this one, I really wanted to really concentrate more on the downs because I feel, well, at least that's the first step. Once we get all over that, then we can kind of talk about, okay, what to do when you're in the up when you're on the ups, right? So okay, I know I went a little bit over 8 p.m. Pacific or 10 p.m. Central, but so I'm gonna turn this back over to George.
Great job, and for anybody, well, it's a great lesson for all of us because we're going to have up and downs and sideways and no ways. We're going to have all that. Something that, by the way, before I forget, I'm going to be in St. George this Thursday. Already Canyon post the flyer on the right side. I'm going to do a presentation. Make sure you have people in Utah to connect with me. And but again, St. George is south of Utah. For those of you that don't know, it's with the border with Nevada. It's only an hour and a half from Las Vegas. If you have people in Las Vegas, you can send them to that presentation too. Um, but anyway, yeah, great presentation. I agree. Anybody has a comment before we go? And by the way, before I forget, Nilbert, you did a great job just last night too. Before I forget, it was a good, and the three guests were
Josh,
really good. Yeah, go
Thank
Josh,
ahead.
you. Appreciate that.
Josh, hello,
Yes,
it's Nipa. You say something in Vegas. Can you send me the address because I have people there. I might send him over there.
yeah, it's an hour and a half from Vegas, not in Las Vegas. I'm going to be in St. George.
Oh,
Yeah, but still, you see, there is a flyer on the right side
mm,
that has the
hour and a
information.
half
Yeah, yep. And if
flight.
that want to know a lot about the business, for sure, they are going to drive an hour and a half. I have driven sometimes 4 hours when I was doing for meeting. But anyway, yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm driving 4 hours to get there. It's an example. I had to be in my own meeting. Anyway, anybody else wants to add something?
And George, all are welcome to come. We're going to just have a mixer and a presentation. We're going to talk about the kinetic. We're going to have some snacks. We're just going to have a good time. I got flyers I'm handing out. We're just going to make it a good evening.
That's correct. And
Hey,
anybody have
George.
questions? Yeah,
George,
go ahead.
this is Dr. Bob.
Hi, Dr. Bob. Hi, Robert. How are you doing?
Tomorrow, Wednesday, I am the host for the Wellness Exchange at
That's right.
5 p.m. Pacific time, and I would encourage all of you listening to get as many medical professionals on it because it's going to be a very different wellness exchange than you're used to. I'm going to talk about these wonderful products, but how health professionals can see the light in using them.
Dr.
That's
Bob, can you put the link on the chat, either message or WhatsApp, please?
It's you just go to sparkglobalzoom.com, sparkglobalzoom.com at 5 p.m. Pacific time or whatever your time zone is.
Yeah.
and you'll get connected.
Yeah, that's a Wellness Wednesday that the company
In what
has.
day? In what time and which day? Sorry.
It's tomorrow, Wednesday, the 16th, and it's 5 p.m. Pacific,
5 p.m. 16.
and whatever your
Tomorrow.
local time zone is.
Okay.
Correct.
It's
Perfect. Thank you.
Wednesday.
Any